Imagine this. You're at your desk, the phone rings, and suddenly you're met with a screaming client on the other end. It's an all too familiar scenario for many of us, right? A client is upset, frustrated, and their emotions are running high. This is a challenging situation, no doubt about it, but it's also a part of your job. You see, customer service isn't just about making sales or answering queries, it's about managing relationships. It's about navigating the choppy waters of human emotions and finding a way to calm the storm. Dealing with an irate customer can feel like a daunting task. But you know what? It's not an insurmountable one. With the right approach, a soothing tone, and a good dose of empathy, you can turn the situation around. You can transform that screaming client into a satisfied customer. Dealing with an irate customer is no walk in the park. But remember, it's not about you, it's about the situation. Let's dive into how to handle this. Firstly, let's talk about what you should do when faced with a screaming client. It might seem intimidating, but remember, it's just another challenge to overcome. Active listening is your first tool in this situation. It's not just about hearing the words, but understanding the emotions behind them. When a client is screaming, it's a clear sign that they feel unheard or misunderstood. By actively listening, you're showing them that you're there to help, not to argue. Next, show empathy. Empathy isn't about agreeing with the client's accusations or complaints, it's about acknowledging their feelings and frustrations. Use phrases like, "I understand how you feel," or "I can see why you're upset." This can help the client feel validated and may calm them down. Then use a calm and smiling voice. Yes, even over the phone, a smile can be heard. It introduces positivity and warmth into the conversation, which can help diffuse the tension. Keep your tone even and reassuring, no matter how loud the client gets. Stay in control of the call. Remember, you're the professional here. If the client starts to veer off topic or becomes abusive, gently steer them back to the issue at hand. Say something like, "I'm here to help you resolve this issue. Let's focus on finding a solution." Here's an example. Let's say the client is screaming about a delayed or canceled flight. Instead of arguing, you could say, "I understand that you're upset about the delayed flight. I would be too. Let's see what we can do to fix this." Then, use your calm voice and professional control to guide the conversation towards a resolution. These strategies can turn a negative experience into a positive one. By actively listening, showing empathy, using a calm voice, and staying in control, you can guide the client from anger to satisfaction. Remember, your goal is to turn the tide of the conversation, diffusing the anger and moving towards a solution. Now let's talk about what not to do when dealing with a screaming client. Firstly, avoid interrupting. It's a knee-jerk reaction to want to interrupt and defend your point of view, but this can make the client feel unheard. Instead, let them express their frustration fully before you respond. Secondly, steer clear of getting defensive. Remember, the client is upset with the situation, not you personally. Your role is to be a problem solver, not a combatant. Thirdly, never match the client's tone. If they're yelling, it's tempting to raise your voice in return, but this only fuels the fire. Keep your tone calm and steady. Lastly, don't take the client's anger personally. It's easy to feel attacked when someone is screaming at you, but remember, their anger is not about you. It's about a situation they're unhappy with. Avoid these pitfalls and you'll be in a much better position to turn the situation around. Dealing with a screaming client can be tough, but you've got this. Remember, you're not just on the receiving end of a phone call, you're the captain of the ship, steering the conversation towards calmer waters. You have the power to transform a tense situation into a triumphant resolution. Let's recap. Active listening is your first mate. It shows the client that you're genuinely invested in understanding their problem. A smiling voice filled with empathy is your compass, guiding the conversation in a positive direction. It's not about disregarding their frustration, but about reassuring them that you're there to help. And most importantly, remain in control of the call at all times. You're the lighthouse in a storm, the beacon guiding them towards resolution. You are more than capable of handling these situations. Remember, behind every screaming client is an opportunity to demonstrate excellent customer service and turn a negative situation into a positive experience.